Hello again. So right now I'm gonna do an example that's gonna be very simple compared to what's gonna come. And of course, we always start when we're learning new things with simple examples. Of course, that's the best way to learn. And so the question I want to answer is, where do variables come from in algebra? Why do we have to have all these annoying letters? Okay. And so right now I want to answer that question with a simple example. Okay. So let us suppose that I told you that I had so this will be example 1, okay? Suppose that at the store, let's call it store. Store sells pencils in packs of, let's say, 12 each, right? Okay. And so like, for example, I can make a table here, okay? This will be the number of packages, okay? And this will be the number of pencils. Okay? Okay. So if I buy 0 packages, then I get 0 pencils, right? I mean, that one is like the easiest one to get, okay? If I get 1 package, well, they tell me that each package has 12 pencils. So if I get 1 package, I must have 12 pencils. Okay. So far, so good. If I get 2 packages, well, I know that I can look at it in one of 2 ways. I could say, okay, I have 2 packages, so 12 plus 12 is 24. So I'll get 24 pencils. But I also know that because I effectively added 12 plus 12, and thinking about multiplication as repeated addition, for example, then 12 plus 12 would correspond to 2 times 12, right? Right, so then I could say, okay, by the same reasoning, if I buy 3 packages of pencils, then I could either think of it as 12 plus 12 plus 12, or, again, looking at multiplication as repeated addition, I can see that as 3 times 12. Okay, so let's say that's going to be 36. So in other words, I can look at this column effectively as 0 times 12, 1 times 12, 2 times 12, and 3 times 12. But now, here's the interesting thing. What if I want to know, what if I want you to tell me how many pencils you're going to buy, but I don't tell you how many boxes you're going to buy? Is there a way for you to state that accurately? Okay. So, following this pattern, 0 times 12 is 0, 1 times 12 is 0, 2 times 12 is 24, etc. If I had some unknown number, right? If I had a placeholder, let's say I let that placeholder be x, then I might not know the exact number of pencils I'm going to get, but I know how I can derive it. Just as this 36 is 3 times 12, and just as this 24 is this 2 times 12, the 12 the number of pencils, and 2 times the number of packages, if I have x packages of pencils, then x times 12, okay, will be the number of pencils. Now, as a matter of notation, whenever we're going to write like a variable times a number, let's say I'm going to multiply x times 12 like I did there, well, I'm actually going to write that as the number next to the x. Okay, so 12x. Okay, so let me just highlight that just briefly. So in other words, what I'm saying there is, if I have a number, like let's say 3, and a variable next to it, what I mean is that it's 3x. What I mean is that it's 3 times x, and we read it as 3x. Okay? And, yeah. Okay. So what I might have done here might not seem that significant, but I want to show you what we're actually doing here. Originally over here, this is what we learned how to do in elementary school. We're dealing with concrete quantities that we know. I'm going to buy 3 packages of pencils. I know that there's 12 pencils per package, so I know that I'm going to get 36 pencils. But now, what we're transitioning to in algebra is we want to be able to make the same kind of statements we made in elementary school, but now with a little bit of, but now with more power. Because, for example, here, if I buy X packages of pencils, I don't know how many packages ahead of time, right? But this expression of 12x still captures perfectly the number of pencils I'm going to buy. Because however many packages I buy, I know that 12 times x will capture the number of pencils. And so in other words, the variables enter into algebra, for example, in this example, as a placeholder for a number that we may not know ahead of time, or as a way for us to express a quantity that in an accurate fashion when certain things are yet to be determined or are yet to be known. Yes. I hope that you have liked this example, and let me know if you have, and I'll do a couple more examples like this so that we can get an idea about this. Thank you.